Good afternoon, Warriors. This is Mrs. Fritz in the guidance office with your third installment of our bullying lessons. Today, I want you to think about a time when someone has said something very mean or hurtful to you, only to follow it up with, "Oh, I was just joking." How did you feel? Were you able to shake it off? Were you confused, embarrassed? Have you ever thought that the phrase "just joking" is a cop-out that some people use to get away with being rude and hurtful? My grandma Ada used to say that jokes were just the truth said with a smile. As you can imagine, we didn't really joke with Grandma Ada that much. But if you think about it, did she have a point? Does tagging "just joking" at the end of a statement give us permission to say something hurtful without taking responsibility for our actions? When counselors work with students involved in bullying, it is very common for the perceived bully to explain his or her actions by saying, "Well, we were just messing around. I was only kidding. That person just can't take a joke." I think it is important for our school to discuss when it is appropriate and socially acceptable to joke and tease one another, and when it crosses the line. One aspect that your class will discuss is how the type of relationship affects your ability to tease someone. I would like to talk in more detail about the strength of a relationship affects teasing. The stronger your relationship is with another person, the more likely you can joke and tease that person without hurting their feelings or crossing the line into taunting or bullying. Why is that? Well, relationships are built on trust and mutual respect. If you know deep down that your friend likes you and cares about your feelings and well-being, teasing probably feels lighthearted. You don't question your relationship or become self-conscious because you know where you stand with them. You feel emotionally safe and secure. I always use the example of my two older brothers, who to this day still tease me as if I were 12 years old. They tease me about things that, well, probably would really hurt my feelings and destroy me if any other person in the world said it to me. But I laugh right along with them, and if I say so myself, I probably dish it out pretty well too. So why don't their words hurt me? Because I know deep down they like me, that they would do anything for me if I asked, and they would never intentionally hurt me. Take a moment and think about the people in your life that you know are true friends, people that you have relationships based on trust and mutual respect. These are the only people you might be able to tease without hurting feelings. Here's a good rule of thumb for high school students. Before you say something that will end with the phrase, "Oh, I was just joking," ask yourself how likely you are to text that person later and ask them to hang out at your house or go out and watch a movie with you. If you don't socialize with that person outside of school, joking and teasing is off limits. You just don't know them well enough to ensure feelings don't get hurt. Now we are going to take some time in class to discuss other aspects of teasing and when teasing crosses the line into taunting and bullying.
How do you tell the difference between someone who is teasing you in a playful or friendly manner versus someone who is taunting you and intending to be rude or hateful?
The difference between someone taunting you and teasing you is when someone's taunting you in a friendly manner, I mean, like, they're your friend, you kind of know them, and you can get, like, the gist that they're just trying to joke around with you, and maybe they'll pull you off to the side sometime and let you know if you're kind of questionable about it. Teasing you in a rude manner is when you kind of take it to heart and feel that ping, and that the person just really doesn't, like, inform you that they're really, trying to tease you, and you can just feel it hurting you.
It's kind of hard to tell, but you would know if they're just taunting you by, I guess, if they're usually mean to you, and it's nonstop and you tell them that you don't like it.
If it's repeated, then it's bullying.
I think that the way teasing is interpreted does make a difference with the relationship with a person, because if it's your friends, you're going to take it differently than you would if it was just some stranger walking down the street.
Does the type of relationship you have with a person make a difference in how teasing is interpreted?
Honestly, I'm not exactly sure. I would think it would be all about, like, if you know the person and how you know, like, with good friends, whether or not they're trying to be mean to you or not.
I think the type of relationship you have with someone really does have a huge impact on bullying, because if your friend is being a bully or if friend's getting bullied, either way you'll have like a huge impact, because if your friend's being the bully, you won't say no to them because they're your friends, and if your friend's getting bullied, you'll feel really bad for them and then be against the bully.
I think the relationship you have with someone reflects how it's interpreted, because they like understand your sarcasm and understand that you're joking rather than taking it serious and like allowing it to hurt their feelings, and they can forgive you easier. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think the relationship that you have with a person also interprets how they're seeing the teasing and stuff. Only because like if you're really close with that person, then you don't really take it as like bullying, you take it as just like kidding. But then like if you're really not that close, then you might take it like more to heart.
Definitely. Like if it's someone you don't like and they tease you, then that's definitely like not okay. But if it's like your best friend, it's good. Like that happens all the time and it doesn't matter.
Are there people who have a hard time telling the difference between teasing and bullying or taunting?
Yeah, I think so, because they're afraid they're going to lose their friends or be embarrassed in some situations like that.
Yes, a lot of students think that teasing and bullying are the same. Teasing is not the same thing as bullying. Teasing is just when people are messing around with each other, and bullying is when someone actually means it harmfully.
Of course there is, but teasing is a whole different level than bullying. Bullying is when you're actually picking on somebody, and teasing is when you're actually like messing with somebody, you're not meaning to hurt them or anything like that.
I think students have a hard time telling the difference between teasing and bullying. Teasing is where people just joke around with each other, and bullying is when people intentionally mean to do it. Like one of the main topics to not tease somebody about would be like their religion, because some people take it really seriously and they don't, and that would be more considered bullying than teasing for people.
Yes, people have a hard time telling the difference between teasing and bullying, because some people take things very literal or could be shy and easily embarrassed.
Are there issues or topics that are completely off limits and should never be the subject of teasing?
As far as like social status, and then you can't really like parents. I wouldn't talk about somebody's parents to them. And then their religion, like they're not gonna change your religion just because you're teasing them.
I think race, religion, and sexual orientation are tough topics, and you shouldn't talk about them or tease about them with other students.
Yeah, like pushing people in lockers or book checking some people, or just being a complete bully or just a jerk to people. It's unnecessary. I don't think it should be allowed at all in schools.
I think it depends on the person. People are sensitive. You just have to know how sensitive someone is.
Well, of course there's weight, which I really don't care about weight because it really doesn't make a difference to me. And then there's other things like family, say somebody's passed away, and you don't take things too lightly. So.
Alright, religion shouldn't be a subject of teasing and bullying. It's more of like a bullying because more people take it seriously than others do.
There are some topics that students should not tease others about. Race, religion, socioeconomic status, and sexual orientation are some examples of things that can be taken harshly or offensive by the individual targeted.
Students, please remember this. Saying just joking or just kidding does not give you permission to say derogatory and hurtful things. Everyone must take responsibility for the words they say.